As we are halfway there, 4 laps down, 4 laps remain here for heat race number 1 for the American Stock Division. Locking horn down the front straightaway. Johnson getting a big shove from the 25 of Carson Conway. Spencer Vasquez still out front, the Gills transmission. Number 31 machine side by side for second. Robinson hanging tough in the 9.5 Ford machine with always fast. Carson Conway contact down the back straightaway. Carson able to keep it off the fence somehow, some way, and we stay green. McKinley, Simpkins. Here comes Miranda Scott now side by side for third. Contact, heavy contact into turn number 1. Here comes Piker in the 28P, crossover down the back straightaway. Chris McKellar drives it in deep into turns 3 and 4. He'll come around lead lap number 1. John Piker, the number 2 spot. Contact landed King. Almost going for a ride. 3 for that young man right there. Crossed the line, the 51 to Jason Bannister. 1 win for the ADD of Dylan Wilson and 5 wins for the 151 of Tyler Bannister. Crossed up off of turn number 2, Dylan Wilson. Heavy contact from Talon Mulvey. Caution flag will fly. We got 5 down, 3 to go for the driver of the 14 machine now, Denman. Leading Shannon Barton, Paul Brown, Nicholas Johnson, Bo Krebs, and Tyler Irwin. Problem for Bo Krebs. Nicholas Johnson with the bobble in turns 3 and 4, missing his marks. 16 cars for 25 laps for the first feature of the 39th annual Budweiser Nationals is green. Great start for the 3 machine of Matt Wonkum. He's going to lead him down the back straightaway. Lance Hurst into side by side for third. Matt Wonkum, Lance Hurst. Now here comes the 21X machine to the inside of the 11 of Ethan Johnson. 3 wide. Coming off of turn number 2, right through the middle goes the 91C of Marcus Wonkum. On the bottom side was the 174 of Eric Simmental. Around the outside is the into deep of Colby Ward. Ethan Johnson looking for his 2nd win on the season in the 11 machine. Ethan Johnson all over the left rear quarter panel of Lance Hurst. He's going to take that advantage into turns 1 and 2. Lance Hurst off the pace in turn number 2. In 9 features, he's got 1 win, 5 top 5, 6 top 10s as we come to the green. Great start for Ethan Johnson, able to put some space early between himself and Matt Wonkum here in the number 3 spot. It's the 16 RCJ of Ricky Childress Jr. 8 laps down, Ethan Johnson right around the bottom side in turns 1 and 2. We've got 2 hooked together on the front straightaway. It's the 25B of Brooks Simmental and the 47 machine of Brock Crawford. Trying to get those cars untangled. And we've got Bryson Wood around. Caution flag will fly. Brooks Simmental and Brock Crawford hooking bumpers. And going around was the 21 XXX of Bryson Wood. Drivers are ready to rock and roll. H&S Bodyworks Hobby Stocks is back to the green. Great restart for the 11 machine of Ethan Johnson. Goes right down to the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. Ricky Childress Jr. He's around the outside with the into deep of Colby Ward. Now gets back to the loud pedal and we stay green. Here comes Ricky Childress Jr. now side by side for second. Drag race down the back straightaway. Jesse Bowles off the pace on the front straightaway. Jesse Bowles able to make his way off the racing surface. Ricky Childress Jr. at the line by a nose. Car right in front of your leader, Ethan Johnson. Ethan Johnson gets a tag from Robert Lawler. He goes up the hill, but missing his marks also is the 16 of Ricky Childress Jr. Ricky Childress Jr. gets a little snug on the cushion right there on corner entry. He's going to lose a little ground now to Ethan Johnson with 2 to go. Ricky Childress Jr. now 1 car between your leaders, Ethan Johnson in the 11 machine and Ricky Childress Jr. in the 16. Caution flag will fly. Lance Hurst off the pace in turn number 3. Johnson, Childress, Wonkum, Simmental, and Colby Ward back to the green. Ricky Childress Jr. held back just a little bit, trying to get a run on the 11 machine, but that may have been a mistake because Ethan Johnson, what a launch for the 11 machine. So this is 1 lap to go right now. Checkered flag will be the next flag that will fly. Ethan Johnson on the bottom side. Ricky Childress Jr. at the line. Who will it be? Ethan Johnson wins night number 1 of the Budweiser Nationals. Justin Schweitzer, Les Friend, Jacob Van Essen as we come to the green. Great start for Nicholas Johnson in the 26S machine, now right around the bottom side in turns 1 and 2. Brings the 97 with him, Justin Villanueva down the back straightaway. Almost clipping the back side of the 18 machine of Pugh. Bobby might be getting a little bit done with his patience, wearing a little thin, trying to get by Austin Pugh in the 18A machine. Nicholas Johnson right now, the difference 6.5 seconds. That's right, a 6.5 second lead for Nicholas Johnson in the 26 machine. Just past the halfway point, 14 down. 3 wide off a turn number 4. Pugh through the middle. We've got one off the pace on the front straightaway. It's Villanueva. Villanueva pulls it down to the infield. Green flag is in the air. Nicholas Johnson shot out of a cannon off of turn number 4. Bobby Hogue was right there, though, on the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. But you could see, look at the speed from the 26 and Nicholas Johnson. Van Essen has been in the top 5 all year long, unable to crack off his first win. He was really fast, fastest car in hot laps, and he won his heat race. Oh, we've got Bobby Hogue with a wheel coming off down the back straightaway. Tire flying down the back straightaway. You can see it rolling into turn number 3 on the catch fence. Nicholas Johnson, Jacob Van Essen, Austin Pugh, Billy Simpkins, your top 4. Top 4 making all 6 cars except for the 2H machine. Going to the bottom side there to turns 1 and 2. Van Essen, he's working the bottom side here into turns 3 and 4. Right now, the top is the better spot to be for Nicholas Johnson. Johnson right back down to the bottom side here into turns 1 and 2. Johnson right down the bottom side, protecting that line from the 54V of Jacob Van Essen. Van Essen is going to have to do a Hail Mary move down on the back straightaway to turn number 3. Van Essen on the bottom side. Nicholas Johnson ripping the lip off of turn number 4. Who's it going to be? Nicholas Johnson picks up the win. Jacob Van Essen.
So-called dwarf style here. Let's see if Tristan can win a 25-lap main event.
Night number 1 of the Budweiser National A main event for your dwarf cars is underway. In a turn number 1, it is Peters with the early advantage, side by side between Fulcher and Nick Velasquez. Velasquez, though, here comes on the bottom. He's on the bottom. Into turn 3, 3 wide. Velasquez on the bottom. He's going to lead lap number 1. Contact. Wrecking on the front straightaway.
Yeah, Cameron Cowles gets knocked out of there, Cole, and we're already yellow.
As the RPMs begin to soar, the green flag is out. We're back to racing. A little bit of a bumper shot there by Wiley to Velasquez, letting him know he was there. As Tristan Peters, your race leader, but here comes the bottom line with Velasquez side by side, and away he goes. Velasquez on the bottom, Peters on the top. Here comes J.D. Brown on the middle to the bottom. He goes down as Nick Velasquez will take the race lead. Yes, but here comes Wiley, and here comes Robert Peters. Robert Peters, again, a lot of success here at the Bakersfield Speedway.
Yeah, big move there, Cole.
Indeed, big move by Peters. He gets to the bottom as caution is out, as we have 2 cars tangled in turn number 2.
Looks like Myers is the one stopped there in the 21. The other car.
They'll slowly roll into turn number 4. The RPMs begin to soar. Green flag, we're back to racing here at Bakersfield Speedway. Into turn 1 they go. Velasquez on the bottom with Wiley in tow. Here comes J.D. Brown, though, on the outside. He'll lose the spot to Wiley at the moment.
Take advantage.
Indeed, but Brown has so many laps here at the Bakersfield Speedway. You can't count out that kind of book that he has compared to some of these other drivers. As, again, he's still side by side. He hasn't really lost a lot of time. He's kind of still side by side. As Nick Velasquez gets around lap car of Sammy Rivera. Make a little bit of contact, no harm, no foul, but they better watch out because here comes your race leader, Nick Velasquez. As caution is out for Tyler Fulcher in turn number 2.
Well, this changes everything with 10 laps to go here in our SoCal Dwarf cars.
And so I believe we are going to go green this time by as they slowly roll into turn number 4. The RPMs begin to soar. Back to racing, green flag. Another heavy shot, it looked like, by Wiley to Velasquez as contact between Varner and Myers mid-pack.
Brown is really serving up a big move on the high, wide, and handsome side for the lead. J.D. Brown trying to make something happen on that high side. They work it down the back straightaway. Brown was credited with the lead there by 39 1/1000ths with 10 to go.
As Nick Velasquez, it might be, as caution comes out. Caution comes out. The RPMs begin to soar. We're back to racing, green flag. Down in turn 1 they go. Brown elects to go to the bottom, or go to the top. Velasquez on the bottom, side by side, but there goes the run. Brown with the run. As Ian Velasquez hop skipping a jump, I should say, to the bottom side, as he's now side by side with Brandon Wiley for 3rd. As this time by, I believe we saw 5 to go already. Velasquez, though, this time by, he is now a 10th. He knocked down a 10th.
And there he goes for it. Good look at it. Didn't stick that time, but it's close. Next time around could be the decisive maneuver.
But here comes Chris Wilder. They're coming up on the lap car. Chris Wilder, he can't throw the slider in 1 if Wilder's there. Velasquez might just need to stay there for now and get around Wilder and put the move in there. Brown gets onto the top. Velasquez with the bottom. He's going to throw it in there. To the bottom he goes. Slides up the raceway. Not going to happen this time. He's going to have to throw it again in 3 if he wants a shot. Down the back straight for the final time. Entering turn 3, Velasquez on the top. Brown on the bottom. He throws a slider. Out of 4. Night number 1 of the Bud Nationals for the SoCal Dorcas go to J.D. Brown.
And the green flag is in the air. American Stock feature underway. Great start for the into deep machine for Nicholas Johnson right around the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. Spencer Vasquez hanging tough right there in the 31 machine. Nicholas Johnson out there leading lap number 2, but here comes Cameron Campbell. Campbell up to P2. And 10 features for A-minute victories. Around goes Cameron Campbell to turn number 2. Caution flag will fly. 2 is outside. That's the 72 machine of Mason Conway, Gerald McKellar, and the 40 of Colby Ward as we go back to the green. American Stock feature. Great restart for the into deep of Nicholas Johnson. Colby Ward now putting the pressure on Spencer Vasquez. They're going to be side by side off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Bottom side of turns 1 and 2. Colby Ward and Spencer Vasquez nose to tail. Vasquez misses his marks down on the bottom side. Now Colby Ward has the position to the inside. Sonny Simpkins getting all kinds of sideways off of 2. And we've got Gene Glover. Johnston's going to go up to the high side. And will he bring out the caution and come to a halt? He will do so. Caution flag will fly. Andrew Johnston brings out the caution here on lap number 7. Your first 10 cars as we come back to the green off of turn number 4. Spencer Vasquez and Colby Ward door to door down the front straightaway. Vasquez now off of turn number 2, floating up the hill just a bit. We've got one around. That's the 83 machine and the 48 off the pace of Nick Diani. Great side-by-side battle with Sonny Simpkins and Carson Conway is going to come to a halt because a caution flag will fly for John Robinson. Nicholas goes high into turns 3 and 4. His diamonds the corner. A little bit of an early start this time for Nicholas Johnson as we come back to the green. Vasquez and Ward. Vasquez running the 40 back up to the boards down the front straightaway. Make a little bit of contact now side by side with Carson Conway and Gerald McKellar down the back straightaway. Carson Conway side by side with Gerald McKellar off of turn number 2. That side by side battle right in front of the 68S of Sonny Simpkins as we have the caution flag once again. This time for the 01 machine of Johnny Pugh of turns 3 and 4. Last time he does the same exact spot this time as we go back to the green. Right back down to the bottom side for the 1 in machine. Carson Conway with the bumper dragging on that 25 machine, sitting in the number 4 spot. Gets help from the 12 of Gerald McKellar. He goes around off of turn number 4. Still out front, Colby Ward and Spencer Vasquez still duking it out for the number 2 spot as we come back to the green. Great restart once again for Nicholas Johnson right around the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. Colby Ward in the number 2 spot, side by side for third. Here comes Sonny Simpkins. 18 laps down, making 19 this time by. Caution is out for the 25cc of Carson Conway. So Carson Conway's black flag. He is done for the event. Nicholas Johnson backing up the field. Green flag is in the air. Colby Ward's got a lot of speed in that 40 machine. Sonny Simpkins right around the outside trying to make the RPM run. Off of turn number 2, Simpkins gets on the binders because she wants the bottom side here into turns 3 and 4. Running it hard here on night number 1 of the Budweiser Nationals. Colby Ward looks like he might be trying to reel back in the into deep machine. White flag in the air one more time around for Nicholas Johnson. Nicholas right back down to the bottom into turns 1 and 2, trying to put Craig Hawk Racing back to victory lane in the American stock for the 6th time here in 2025. Nicholas Johnson off of turn number 4 gets it done here tonight on night number 1 of the Budweiser Nationals. The IMCA Northern Sport Mod feature as we go to the green. Great start for Piker and the 172 of Tyler Irwin. Can he get the momentum off of 2? Here he's there, door to door, going into turn number 3. Chris McKellar ripping the lip in 3 and 4. Will we have a new leader at the line? It's Chris McKellar. Caution flag is out for the 43K of Landon King in turn number 2. In the 2025 season here at the Bakersfield Speedway for the 43K machine as we come back to the green. Piker leads him down to the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. Chris McKellar slides up high. Here comes Tyler Bannister to his inside. The 18C was battling for the lead, now falls back to 4th. Now being stalked. Oh, around goes Paul Brown. Facing the wrong way in turn number 4, caution flag will fly. All over the back bumper of John Piker as we go back to the green. Keeping an eye on those 2 that had some extracurriculars on the front straightaway. Paul Brown's on the inside, Tyler Irwin on his outside, kicking head right in front of them. But up front, here comes Jason Bannister. Bannister with the move. J-Man up to P1. Here comes Tyler Bannister. He'll get by Piker as well at the line. John Piker stuck right through the middle. Tyler Bannister on the inside. Jason Bannister on his outside. The father-son duo battle into turn number 3. Tyler Bannister will slide up in front of Jason, but Jason will take 5-1, leaving him just enough space to get by. And they do not want to wreck both of those cars as they come out of the same camp. They're side by side at the line. Tyler Bannister right around the bottom side, trying to keep those left side tires in the moisture. He will use that to his advantage down the back straightaway. Chris McKellar lost the handle. He goes around at turn number 2. Tries to keep it going, and the caution flag will fly. Caution out. Cale Kankey as we go back to the green. Tyler goes right to the bottom of turns 1 and 2, brings Piker with him. Right around the outside with the RPM run goes Jason Bannister. Tyler Irwin still battling with Paul Brown. Caution flag will fly. Tyler Bannister back to the loud pedal. Green flag's in the air. Great start for the 151 machine. 3 wide down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Nick Spainhoward, Nicholas Johnson, side by side coming off a turn at number 2. We've got them stacked up once again. Caution flag will fly. Caution will fly. We've got him stuck down on the bottom side of turn number 2. Paul Brown, the starts for Nicholas Johnson and Nick Spainhoward as we are back to the green. Great start for the 151 machine, right back down to the bottom here to turns 1 and 2. Jason Bannister got a little bit hooked right there from the 28 machine of John Piker. Had to correct the car to stay off of the tractor tire corner entry, and we've got a couple together once again. That's Cale Kenke and the 91 machine of Shannon Barton. As we go back to the green. Great start, side by side for second. Jason Bannister hooks the bottom. Sliding himself up the hill goes the 28 of John Piker. Working off the bottom of turn number 4. But Nicholas Johnson making moves in the one-in machine. Caution flag will fly. Caution coming out here on lap number 20. Chris McKellar in the top 10 as we're back to the green. 20 down, 5 laps remain. Here comes Jason Bannister taking a peek to the inside of John Piker. He slides himself into turns 1 and 2. Jason Bannister, he'll have a good run off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, side by side for second. Nicholas Johnson just getting passed by the ADD of Dylan Wilson, but out front the 151 machine at Tyler Bannister off of turn number 4. He wins night number 1 of the Budweiser Nationals. Jason Bannister comes home second. Third's going to go to John Piker at the line. Starting outside of the third row from Salinas, California. That car's been very healthy as well. As we come to the green off of turn number 4, IMCA modified feature. Out front, the 161 machine of Dalton Houghton leads him off of turn at number 4 once again. But here comes Kiefer at the line. Austin Kiefer puts the 3AC machine side by side for the top spot down the back straightaway. Nose to the 3AC of Kiefer. Kiefer will have the RPM run down the back straightaway. Kiefer going high. Hogue on the bottom side here coming off of turn number 4. We got one around right in front of your leaders. This is the 55 machine of Brad Watkins. Caution flag will fly. Caution out for the 55 of Brad Watkins. Keep that machine on the rear bumper of the 3AC of Austin Kiefer as we're back to the green. Kiefer slides himself into turns 1 and 2, goes up the hill. Bobby Hogue right there to the inside. Bobby Hogue right down to the bottom side to turns 1 and 2. They're going to be side by side coming off of 2 down the back straightaway. Bobby Hogue gets to the door of Kiefer. Patience around the bottom side of the racing surface. 2 distinct grooves of racing. Now here comes Hogue to the inside, side by side once again into turns 3 and 4. Kiefer able to rip the lip, keep the momentum going in the Skinny's Automotive 3AC machine. Bobby Hogue slow into turns 1 and 2. The caution flag will fly. Caution out for Bobby Hogue. The right rear tire cut down. Back to the green flag off of turn number 4. Austin Kiefer high into turns 1 and 2. Gets a little bit snug, floats up the hill. Here comes Dalton Houghton. 4 corners away for the 3AC of Austin Kiefer. Goes to the high side, stays up there into turns 1 and 2. Gets a little snug, but no harm, no foul. Keeps it nice and straight down the back straightaway for the final time into turns 3 and 4. Here comes Brad Pounds. Pounds with a late race Hail Mary to 3 and 4. Nowhere near the 3AC. Kiefer picks up the win. Brad Pounds comes home second over Dalton Houghton. Eric Hamilton rounds out your top 4. Rob Sanders comes home 5th over Gavin Manning, Logan Drake, Justin Crockett, Tyler Blankenship, and Brian Sleepy Clark.